Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, you guys, we are going to be talking about how you should never second guess yourself when you're dealing with a narcissist. Now, what do I mean by second guessing yourself when dealing with a narcissist? I mean, when you see red flags, when something happens in your surrounding that makes you question their motives or their intentions. When you're dealing with a narcissist friend, and they might have told you about something they did in the past that you don't recall going that way, right? And you, in your mind, you question it. And your mind might even tell you, wow, I didn't know this. That means that this person had something to do with a whole nother situation or that situation itself. So when you second guess yourself, that's when you look at that person and you say to yourself, oh, it's okay. I'm just going to forgive them because I respect that they're telling me this now, even if it's years later. I respect that they're telling me this now because now, we can move past this and, start a new friendship. The only problem is as the friendship keeps going, you realize that this person does not have respect for you, or there's certain things that are flawed, that you keep overlooking. You keep second guessing yourself about keeping this person in your life, you're second guessing yourself about surrounding yourself with family. You might feel as if every time you come around family, you feel bad vibes, or you realize that the people that you are close to are just there to get information out of you to tell other people. And even though they don't get along with other family members, they're willing to put your business out to make those family members they claim they don't like respect them more, so that the focus won't be on them. So they might not like each other, but you realize that in that family dynamic, they need a black sheep. They need someone to point the finger at. And you might second guess yourself about that for a while. You might come in and out or distance yourself or tell yourself when you will come around and when you will not. And, if your inner you, your true self is telling you, these people don't care about me, or these people don't love me, or, when I come back around, it seems like they hate me even more. And your inner you is telling you to separate yourself. Do not second guess yourself. Do just that. And you will realize that in time, by you not being around, the family dynamic will seem to fall apart like a domino effect. They will pick someone else to bully. They will put the focus on someone else, although they still have their eye on you, but the focus will be on someone else. And when you realize that these type of people are not even aware of what they're doing, it's like they're aware of it, but they don't even realize that they're all using the same tactics, and they're not understanding, or maybe they don't see how ugly they look. They don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. Sometimes they might even tell you that you're gaslighting them or that you're the narcissist. And in your mind is telling you, that you're not the narcissist, that this person is, playing mind games with you. Do not second guess yourself, do not second guess yourself, because what a lot of these narcissists and these families don't understand is that a family is it's people that you've known your whole life, right? And yes, everything comes to an end. And yes, there's going to be arguments, disagreements. There's going to be really bad experiences, just like the ones you see outside of family, like friends, relationships, marriages with the narcissist, your children, right? There, there, there's different situations, different scenarios. But the thing about family is that if you're able to forgive those people closest to you, as bad as it gets, and not lose yourself in those people, you will be able to succeed in the real world, understanding that everything has a time. You might look at other families and people being happy, but everything has its limit. My family was the picture perfect family to a lot of people. And, once that domino, fell, it was a domino effect on everyone. And that's just how life is. And once you understand that, when you go out in the real world, it won't bother you as much. It won't hurt as much, especially if the people closest to you have hurt you. You will see that strangers won't be able to hurt you as much as them. And sometimes it takes that narcissist to open our eyes to everything. Everyone's in line like dominoes. And if you take one person out, it's game over for everyone. But most people don't have that concept, although some do understand it, because they'll tell you things like, oh, ever since my grandmother died, nothing's been the same anymore, because she was the head of the family. She was the one, the glue keeping it together, right? A lot of people say things like that. But they don't understand that even by betraying their own brother, sister, cousin, those are the ultimate. That's like the ultimate sin, because yes, you can go out into the world and go through those same situations and scenarios, right? Everything comes to an end, but you need a foundation. So what happens is that most families turn on each other. Foundation is gone. And now you have to rebuild yourself a new foundation, because that's the only way you're going to be able to survive. So once you're out of that situation, you keep second guessing yourself about moving on with your life. You know what you have to do. You know you have to keep moving forward. You know you can't waste any more time thinking these people are going to change. You know they're not going to change. You know they don't care about what you want in life and your desires. And you know that anything that you speak of, they're going to steer you in the wrong direction. They're not going to allow you to enjoy your blessings. Any situations that you put yourself in to enjoy yourself, to have peace, to be happy, to be in harmony, the narcissist is going to try to knock those situations down to the best of their ability. They do not want you to have good memories, and that's the sick part, because the whole time, you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the whole time, you're creating memories for the narcissist, great memories for them. Their supplies are creating memories for the narcissist, because the narcissist has promised everyone things, and the narcissist knows they don't care about anyone, and they have a goal, and they're going to get to that goal, and then they're going to get back into character and act like they didn't just destroy a whole bunch of people along the way. And then they're going to sit there and they're going to think about all their past victims, and they're going to be proud of themselves, because they're going to think about all the bad things they've done to you or did to make fun of you, or to throw it back in your face. And they always keep tabs on you. They want to make sure that you never were able to move on. They want you to be that person that was like, you know what? I don't even want to give anyone a try anymore. I don't even want a relationship. I just want my peace, my sanity. They want to know that they made that type of damage. And sometimes deep down inside, we know that that's what they want. And sometimes we're kind of like, let me stop second guessing myself about moving forward and moving on and, starting a new life, let me stop second guessing myself about that and just do it. And then there's that part of you that's just like, what's the point? What's the point when, a lot of these people are narcissists, like it's scary dating, it's scary being with someone or starting over again or making new friendships, because you're understanding that everything has a time limit. Everything comes to an end. The only thing that does not come to an end is how you deal with your situation and your future and your presence. So, because the narcissist knows that, they're the type of person that they don't care if they're down or they're up. They feel as if, there's going to be an opportunity to fool someone no matter how bad things can get for me. That's why a lot of them, they act as if they just do not care. And because the narcissist always feels like they have one over on you, because they feel as if, well, I was wearing a mask the whole time. No matter how long it was, I was still wearing some type of mask. So it's not really going to hurt me. It doesn't matter what you think of me. It doesn't matter if I made you fall in love with me and you weren't even attracted to me. I don't care. I'm a disgusting pig and I know it. And I'm proud of it. That's how they look at it, and they know that a lot of times they got you through sex. I've heard narcissists. That's something that it took me to go through it to understand. But after I understood it and I started to listen to conversations with men and things like that, and I would listen to how men would talk to each other and say things like, oh, the reason he can't keep her is because he doesn't know how to sex her good. He needs to sex her a lot, And that's one thing that they do when you meet them. And you start feeling like they're your soulmate because they want to kiss and touch you all the time. And, that's just part of their con. Eventually it's going to slow down. It's going to stop because they're going to triangulate you. They do that in the beginning because they feel as if, I don't have a lot of time, but I know I want to add you to my line of women. So I know that I'm going to have to be intimate with you as much as I can, because soon everyone else is going to start noticing that I'm not being intimate with them at all, and the red flags are going to raise. So to them, it's not really, you'll notice that it's not intimate. It's not an intimacy, where, yes, it feels like they're your soulmate because you're being fooled. But if you stop and think about the red flags and things that have been suspicious around you, things that you have found that you weren't even looking for, things that seem like lies, but the narcissist just kept covering it up. And they'll lie about anything just to mess with your head. They want to mess with your reality. That's what makes the narcissist dangerous, because the whole time they're with you, they're messing with your reality. They're telling you stories about people around them, their friends, their family. And really all the stories they're giving you are about their supplies, and they're just twisting it because they need empathy from you, but they can't get that empathy from you without telling you a false story. They'll tell you they don't get along with people that you see them talking to all the time. So it will confuse you if they're telling you that they don't get along with these people, but then you see that they do. So evidently, the stories that they're giving you about others and themselves are really about supply, and they're twisting and changing everything. You'll see that they'll go through situations where they're even crying to you about things, like shedding tears, and you might never see that narcissist shed tears. They're always acting like they're so strong and they're, above everyone. And then next thing you know, you see them crying or something. You're trying to figure out what's wrong. And, they don't really want to talk about it. And and if they do say something, it just doesn't make sense for them to be this upset, because that what they're capable of, that they're arrogant. So you're second guessing yourself and you're thinking like something else must have happened. And sometimes you want to tell them, but then you're like, no, you're second guessing yourself about saying anything again because you're like, well, they're in pain and they're dealing with this. If I say that, maybe it's not true what they're crying about or upset about. They might get even more angry with me because now they're going to feel like they shouldn't be vulnerable around me, and I hardly see them vulnerable, Do not fall for none of that. A lot of times when they're crying and things like that, or they're saying that they're depressed and, suicidal, whatever it is that they're telling you, it's a lie. Pay attention to their actions. Don't second guess yourself. You know how they treat you. You know how they talk to you. You know what they're capable of. You know that they lied to you. They betrayed you. They sold you dreams. You know that they manipulated you. They played with your mind, played with your emotions, hurt you physically. But most importantly, they beat you down mentally to the point that you can't use your mind in order to do things physically. You're drained all the time and don't understand how you can feel this drained for no reason. Why is it that you feel like your head is up in the clouds all day? And that's a dangerous place to be, all because you keep second guessing yourself. Do not second guess yourself when the narcissist is being abusive towards you, or they're acting as if they want to get physical with you. Do not be afraid to call the police on them. My mistake that I've made that landed me with a lot of heartache and a lot of pain was that, the narcissist violated me and then played the victim, and I was so afraid to stand up for myself that I put myself in a bad situation. So I'm telling you guys this to learn to not react to these people. Do not second guess yourself. If you feel like you need to, just walk away because things are going to get worse, because that the narcissist won't back down no matter what, get yourself out of those situations because the narcissist will hurt you. Do not second guess yourself that they won't hurt you. Do not second guess these people. Walk away, park somewhere, where you feel safe, and call the police. I used to be one of those people that just, I like to handle things on my own. But these narcissists, you guys, they have gotten out of hand. They will violate you, record you. I mean, we're living in another world. We're not living in the past. We're living in a new world. And I think that this is what 2020 was about, waking people up and realizing 2021 that not only do you need to stay awake, but you need to stay aware of what's going on and not second guess yourself anymore. 2021 is the year of not second guessing yourself anymore, and not being afraid and putting action into whatever is going on. If this narcissist goes after you, you need to go after them. I think that the empath has had it. I think that the empath questions themselves and their reality because they know that this isn't normal. And I think that the empath is tired of being nice. And I believe that the empath is a lot of people are starting to look at the empath as a narcissist because the empath has gained enough courage, enough confidence, enough love within themselves to finally stand up for themselves. And now all of a sudden, I think that because, the empath has learned that the narcissist has no remorse, no empathy. I think that now that the empath understands that, the empath has realized that they cannot keep backing down, because every time they back down, it's them who has to pay the price. So part of being an empath is knowing when to attack. You have to be strategic. The narcissist will do things to provoke you, but you have to be smarter than them. you already know what the narcissist is going to do before they do it. And when you get that thought in your head and it tells you what you should do, you cannot second guess yourself. If you're going to work every day and there's a narcissist at your job messing with you and you're thinking to yourself, I'm just going to ignore it, but if you're thinking to yourself, I'm just going to ignore it, but I really want to, take notes and tell HR, but maybe they'll stop, Maybe I just won't say anything. The narcissist loves when you don't say anything. They love it. They're like, oh, even better. They don't have the energy to say anything. Great. But when you stand up for yourself and you show them that you really don't care, you're not intimidated by them, it's like, oh, they're calm and they're clapping back at me. And yes, they might get angry, but what you will notice is that they'll start to get angry and do things that are basically crossing the line. While you're sitting there being calm, now they're doing things out of hate. And they're doing things to the point that others are going to notice. And they're only going to notice if you know how to remain calm, because they want you to act out of your character. They want you to get terminated. They want you to become someone that is the enemy, the black sheep. They want you to be the black sheep because they need to make sure that they're not looked at as the black sheep. They need to maintain their job, their image, right? But in order to maintain their image, they have to put others down. And you might ask, well, why me? Just because the narcissist thinks that they simply can, That's the simple answer to that. Just like when you're in a relationship with them, you can ask these type of people, like, why would you do this to me? I've been nothing but nice. Or, and they'll do things to hurt you even more. So when you are thinking to yourself, maybe I should go to HR, maybe I should, take notes or record this person, even though my job tells me I'm not supposed to record. When you really think about it, they're recording you all day. Yes, you're employed by them, but you don't, you're not owned by them. And if you're being disrespected and you know that there's a possibility that they'll all get together to do something to you together as a unit, then you know that you have to also play dirty. So a part of you might tell yourself, I'm not supposed to have a camera. But if you know someone at work is doing something to you or sexually harassing you or anything like that, then do it. Record yourself, because you know that these people can come together and lie on you. So at this point, do not second guess yourself on things. If the narcissist is getting crazy on you, do not second guess yourself. Call the police. Some of us, feel afraid of calling because we feel like maybe we'll get in trouble for something that we didn't do and things like that. But all I advise you guys to do is that you remain calm, because your control is your mind. That's why the narcissist tries to control you by giving you bad memories, because they want you to always second guess yourself when it comes to anything, especially after they have moved on with the new supply. They want you to constantly second guess your life, basically second guess even living, second guessing yourself if you'll ever have the things that you always wanted. And let me tell you guys, I've seen people go through health problems, go through so many losses financially. And I've seen people turn evil because of narcissists. I've seen people break because of narcissists. Some people give up on life and end up homeless because of narcissists. They stop caring about any and everything. And, as long as you allow that narcissist to win, they remain with power, with energy that's yours. This is why it feels as if they took from you, as if they took your personality, as if something's missing. And that's that narcissist still playing mind games even after they're gone. I've seen this, this narcissist steal money, large lump sums, people's savings. And you're thinking to yourself, looking on the outside and like, oh, I'm so happy for them. They just got married and things like that. And then years later, you'll hear that narcissist, sold the house and took off with everything and gave that person nothing. And they basically use them and they feel as if, well, I did something for you too. And it could have been something small. And in the narcissist's mind, they feel like they did a lot for you. Like the smallest things that they've done for you, to them, it's like, that's a lot, because in their mind, they shouldn't have done anything at all. They feel like they're the ones who deserve everything. So I've heard stories, where the person was left and, that narcissist took everything, and that person had to continue trying to be successful with, going through all that pain. So when you're going through all that pain, do not waste any time. Go after the things that you want, as painful as it is, because that's a mistake also that that's one of the mistakes I made, is that because I was expecting someone to save me, and by the time that you get tired of waiting around and you start putting your work into action, you realize that you wasted a lot of time being sad or being unhappy. So you need to know that one day you will be happy. And when that day does come, you want to be able to look back and not look at yourself doing nothing. You want to look back and say, man, I remember how sad I was that day, but I was still going to school. Man, I was really feeling, like I was going to die because I saw the narcissist with their new supply and they were throwing it in my face. But hey, I still went to go do what I had to do. The narcissist always frowned on me, because when they would come around, they would realize that I was waiting on them to come back, and they look at me as if I'm an idiot because they don't love me and I'm wasting my time. And now I realize that time, that those times where you're feeling down, those are times to focus your things on other things. And sometimes it feels like, well, I can't focus on those things because the narcissist, the script keeps playing in my mind. Trust me, sacrifice yourselves for the things that you want. Life is about sacrifice. Most people are not successful and they can't get to where they want to get because they won't sacrifice. And it's a scary thing. We don't know the power of sacrifice. The power of sacrifice is very powerful. You're going to, the narcissist might have did a lot to you, but they have pushed all your limits. And once someone pushes all your limits mentally, you become limitless. You might be a little, off because of what you went through and the trauma, but for the most part, whatever perception people have of you, it doesn't matter, because they wouldn't even understand. And a lot of those people don't have and will not have the drive that you will have once you let go of the past and understand that nothing lasts forever. And anytime you go somewhere, anywhere, and people are, breaking the foundation over and over again, it's not going to succeed. It's like I said, it's like flipping one domino and it's affecting everyone. So when your family does things to you, when the people around you do things to you, just know that they're a reflection of you. And by putting you down and kicking you down, they're kicking themselves down. And that's what a lot of people just do not seem to understand. So do not second guess yourself. Always know that these people, they're not going anywhere unless they pass away. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. And a lot of these narcissists, it doesn't get better. It gets worse. Their anger gets worse. I heard a story a while ago of, I think it was like a football player that beat his girlfriend up, and they were together, I think, for like 6 months, and he had a history of being angry, but he had spoken to her about it, and I guess he was a changed person. But that type of anger that man had grew, and he took it out on the person that he cares about. And that's what happens with the narcissist. That anger they have inside, it grows, and just whoever is around them, whoever is their source of supply and cares about them, that's who they're going to take it out on, because they have suppressed all that anger. They're angry people, and although they seem egocentric, it's they're always living on the edge, ready to explode. And they will take all that anger on the next supply. And it's almost as if they feel like the next supply the next supply has the spirit of everyone together. It's like they're molding every single person that they're with to be a combination of everything without the trauma, So it's like they're learning from every relationship, and then they're just like building the people that they're with to be whatever they want them to be. And it's easier because these people do not know the narcissist, and they don't know the narcissist game, because they're also learning from their own mistakes and the things that have got them caught in the past. So it's painful. Sometimes we're kind of like, in the clouds, we don't know what to do, or we don't know who to turn to, or we don't even want to turn to ourselves, or we're afraid, or we feel like we made a big mistake. We feel like sometimes we feel like we are at fault because we didn't leave, and we're upset at ourselves because we don't understand why it was so difficult. Why it was so difficult to see that this person didn't love you when they were giving you all the signs that they didn't. It's like you almost feel like, what was wrong with me, and then you realize there's a lot of different things that played a role for you to be in that situation. And sometimes you get angry, you feel like people should have saved you, but being in that situation also helps you understand why the people around you are the way they are. And it helps you forgive everyone, and it helps you to understand that even though you forgive a lot of these people, you won't forget, and that a lot of times these people won't change. They won't change. And sometimes it hurts because you feel like, well, will I ever change? Will I ever stop feeling this way? Will this pain ever go away? Or, will I ever be okay with what happened to me? Will I ever be okay with being abused and allowing myself to be abused? Allowing myself to believe the lies, even though I knew it was a lie. Why did I second guess myself? Why did I second guess myself? Or why did I think that one day the abuse was going to stop? Or, one day the narcissist was going to feel bad for the abuse and we were going to have a happy life. And a lot of times we're angry because we're like, we didn't create any good memories. But for the narcissist, every memory was great. And it was all because we second guess ourselves, And if you meet people and they have no faith in a higher power, and they don't have boundaries, and they're disrespectful, you have to look for those type of qualities, integrity, then you start to understand why when you go to a job, in the job applications, they ask you, if you saw someone steal, are you going to say something? Will you steal? They ask you all these questions because they want to know if you're a narcissist, and they know that you're basically going to answer the questions, the way they know that you're going to answer the questions, like a normal human being. A lot of narcissists, they know right from wrong. They just choose to do bad to people. They know right from wrong. When they go to these jobs, How do you think they get these jobs? They lie. They lie on their applications. They lie on the questionnaires. Like they lie. So they do know right from wrong. And then when they get into these jobs, they start to steal, they start to do things, and, but they have to gain your trust first. They have to gain your trust. So when they do get caught doing things, you think that those people at the company don't understand that they're a narcissist? They look over their questions. They realize that they know right from wrong, and they realize that they decided to do wrong, and they'll fire you and tell you never to come back again. Because when you go to a job, they want to make sure you're not a narcissist. They want to make sure that you're there just to do that job. They want to make sure that you know how to not react to other narcissists in that job. And a lot of times you'll see narcissists run companies, and, they're looking for people with good integrity, even though they don't have any. They want you to be a good slave, even though they're not a good person, but they'll keep you around because they know you won't take or steal from them. So this is why it's so important to never second guess yourself anywhere you go, whether it's a job, a relationship, or family, you guys. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. I hope that you guys are finding peace in your healing. I hope that whatever the narcissist has put you through, divorce, children, whatever is going on in your life, I hope that you find peace within yourself. I hope that you have peace to understand that you have free will, and now you understand that mind control is everywhere. The television is telling lies to your vision. Everything is fake. The only thing that's real is you, and you creating who you want to be in your reality. So, be happy that you have peace. Be happy that you don't have anyone lying to you, yelling at you, treating you bad, and you're just being nice and a good person to them, and they're being classless, they're being, low bottom, just dirty. These type of people, they're always going to feel like they're getting over on you. They're always going to feel, all these, like they used you and things like that. But as long as you know that who you are, that your love was pure, that you had good intentions, and that that you did things to build good memories, and those memories might have turned into a nightmare. But I think that when you look back at the capacity of the love you gave, you actually respect yourself for knowing that you can love someone like that. That you can love someone so much that you can forgive them for all the things that they've done, and give them the right to move on and live the life that they want to live, without retaliating, because that's what the narcissist wants. And, I do believe that you will get many more blessings for not getting revenge, because the revenge will come. If, the narcissist wants you to react, this is why you don't react. You use your mind, you guys. Always use your mind first. Know that this war, it's a warfare. It's a mind battle. It's a mind battle against manipulations and manipulators. So I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm sending you guys lots of love. Please do not forget to like or subscribe or to comment down below. Talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.